What you been playing on the PS5?
Um, well, season 1 of Cold War just came out, so I'm trying to like play that a little bit. But what have I
Mm,
actually been playing? Um, well, I platinumed Astrobot and both Spider-Man. So ever since
damn.
then, I've been kind of just like hopping around,
Yeah.
playing a little bit of like Assassin's Creed and a little bit of Watch Dogs, and then a little bit of backwards compatible stuff, and then that's like pretty much it. But I have Devil May Cry 5 and Demon Souls arriving in the mail very shortly, so I'm like ready to jump into Demon Souls. I wanted
Nice,
to
yeah.
wait until I could find it on sale, and so I got it for $50, and I feel like that's a good price for that game. Not
Yeah,
that I
definitely.
not that I don't think it's worth spending full price on, but when full price is $70, I'm probably gonna wait for a couple
Yeah,
weeks to see if
exactly.
I can find it for a little cheaper.
Yeah, games are
Um,
getting expensive. Makes
yeah,
sense, but
yeah.
still.
I feel pretty good. The only game I've paid full price for this entire generation so far is Miles, and that's because it's worth it, and it comes with the second game, so I can kind
Yeah.
of offset that. I basically feel like I paid 50 for Miles and 20 for Spider-Man remastered,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that's okay in my eyes.
I wish they sold the remaster separately though, but yeah, I
I
do think
think
the bundle is worth it.
no official announcements been made about this, but I think something along the lines of like we're gonna look into it, or like that might happen later or something. So
Yeah, I
there's
imagine
hope.
it'll happen at
There's
some
hope.
point.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I platinumed Astro, and I'm just now doing the DLC for Spider-Man Remastered, and then after that, I'll try to platinum that. I don't know if I'll do a platinum for that game, but at least not before I go into Miles, but we'll see.
I understand. Yeah, I really love those games. I want to go back again and play again to get some
Yeah.
trophies that I missed and remastered because of the 60 FPS ray tracing mode.
Yeah, man, I haven't tried that yet.
Apparently, it's
Apparently
pretty good. I was watching the
yeah,
Digital Foundry video on it,
me
and
too, yeah.
it's like maintaining 1440p, which is insane.
Yeah, that's actually insane. Insomniac are doing some crazy shit over there.
They are. I understand why Sony bought them. Like I
Yeah.
get it. I understand.
I hope, Ratchet gets at least something similar to what Spider-Man is getting here with the,
At
frame rate and
first,
RT mode.
I doubted it, but now, no way is it not gonna happen. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I think so, because it's not an open world game, so I feel like they could do it. It obviously looks a lot better, it's way more, like, next gen looking, but I
Mhm.
think they could totally do it since it's not an open world game, and they were
I
able to
think
do it in an open world title, so
Yeah, exactly. I think what we'll see, this is just my opinion, and I have no basis for this other than just
yeah.
guessing, but I think what we'll see is a ray tracing toggle and then dynamic resolution across performance and quality mode. And then quality will be 30 and performance mode will be 60. And then the ray tracing will be a toggle like in Call of Duty, and that'll just affect like stability or
Yeah.
whatever or
It probably
something
won't
like
be a
that.
perfect 60, but it'll
Yeah,
probably be pretty decent enough anyways.
or even if it is a perfect 60, it might just cut the resolution. So like you could do
Yeah.
1440p 60 with ray tracing, or 4K 60 without ray tracing, or something
Hello,
like
hello.
that.
Hey.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Yo,
You're here. Talk about Spider-Man?
actually, we were talking about Ratchet, but we were just giving some random opinions. Basically, we were just saying that Insomniac are gods, and we're very impressed with the work that they did on that 4K 60 or that 1440p 60 with ray tracing mode and Miles and
Yeah. I
Spider-Man.
want to know whose body they had to sell to do that.
Right?
Truly.
No, I'm glad they did that. That's cool. That's probably what I'm going to use. I would love it if they just supported 1440p natively on
Right?
the console itself.
It's so weird that it doesn't. It's just so
Sony
weird.
said that it will, but yeah, that's definitely an oversight. I guess the only reason they didn't think of it is because there are no TVs that are native 1440p. But for all the monitor users out there, it's definitely a concern. So, like, it's not going to affect most of their customer base, so they
Yeah.
probably just didn't think of it. Like, I understand like an oversight like that, but they've already said that they're gonna do like an update that's gonna allow just native 1440p naturally support. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, and hopefully that works out all right.
I mean, they had a 2K upsampler on PS4, didn't they?
Yeah, on the Pro, I think only, but yeah.
On the Pro.
Hmm.
Yeah, so with that, all right. Wow. Well, I hope they do that in the future. They probably will. Just gotta wait a while. I'm not even gonna even think about a PS5 until I can just walk into a store calmly without having to elbow someone in the face or go through some like F5 fucking
do what I did
parade
and basically ruin weeks of your life just trying to get enough for your family.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, you came in clutch. Like,
yeah, they better fucking love me. They're not getting or birthday presents this year. That
came in
effort was their
clutch.
present.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God, how are y'all loving it? I saw your mom was doing the VR or not.
Oh yeah,
was it
dude.
VR?
It's kind of nuts watching her do all this stuff for the first time. Because so she has not played a video game, like seriously anyways. Like she's played some over the years, like with my brother or like with little kid me. But like the last like serious like I'm playing video games, console she had was the Genesis. So it's been since then.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
But she's always been like interested in video games. So like she'll watch video games, she'll watch me play. She watches all my videos, so she like is in the know about the industry as much as I talk about it anyways.
Cool.
She knows about you guys. I talk about you guys all the time. I think she follows you on Twitter actually. So
Me?
Be careful what you post. I'm just kidding. No. But
God.
anyways, so she's always been like around it, but she's never wanted to play it. And so for the first time, we got her a PS5, and she's like, "That Astro fella looks real cute." And now Astro is like her favorite game in the fucking world.
That's awesome.
Her first ever platinum, and then she got a VR headset just so she could play like the original Astrobot, and that was her first VR game, and so she's like trying to get used to VR. She's playing Beat Saber, and she's adorable. So it's crazy seeing it from a fresh lens, you know what I mean? Like just little things that we take for granted. Like she's over here freaking out about like, oh my God, when you sit still, he waves at the camera. It's like, yeah, it's an idle animation. But like that's a novel concept to her. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting seeing these things from the lens of someone who doesn't play video games or hasn't in 20 years. And like, having to explain to her like, okay, mom, so like you move the camera with the right stick and then you move your character with the left stick. Like that blew her fucking mind. But
well, when you think, when you think about it, like controllers, I mean, everything was a side scroller pretty much. If she's playing on the Genesis,
the last like big game franchise she was a part of was Sonic. So like that's like all her gaming memories of the 90s. She's like, oh yeah, Sonic. I remember when like Tails and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, like it's been a while for her. So
yeah,
she's loving it, and she's doing super well. Like she's already playing Beat Saber on hard. I mean, obviously she beat and platinumed Astro's Playroom.
She should play Sackboy next.
Yeah, actually, yes. I told her that we should get it and play it together. So whenever I go down there to her house, we do four player Sackboy. So that's been real fun. But she's not playing it on her own. She's only playing it, when we're there. So the game that she's playing on her own, Dylan, you'll be very happy to hear this. She's playing Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because she's a huge Disney nerd. So my brother's like, so remember Final Fantasy VII? She's like, yes. Remember Disney? She's like, yes. She's like, how about we combine those? Would you want to play that? And she's like, sure. So that's what she's doing right now.
That's awesome.
It's like the best way to explain that.
Honestly, yeah. And I think that's the last. No, that's not true. The last Final Fantasy she would remember would be 10, because I was kind of crazy about that when she was raising me. So yeah. But the last Final Fantasy she played was 7.
7. I want to finish that on the Switch. I started it a while ago, but never finished it. I'm in a huge like old game mood. Like right now, I'm finally playing Trails in the Sky. Okay, chill out.
Nice.
I'm like 10 hours in or so. I'm digging the story, like the characters, all that. Combat's decent. Probably gonna play more after this. After this, and yeah, see where that goes. And after that, I feel like playing Final Fantasy VI, and 9's like one of my favorites. And because, dude, new games are like pissing me off right now.
What specifically aside from Cyberpunk?
Oh my god, I don't know. I just feel in general like. Nah, actually, you know what? This year's been pretty kick-ass for like new games, but like when something like Cyberpunk is like just like I experienced something like that, I'm like, oh my god, I need to just like wash my mouth with something just reliable and like it's just made well, and then I go back to an old game.
I totally get that.
It like sends me to the other side of it sends me 2 generations back mentally, and I'm like, I just want to play good games. Like I'm tired of like just messes like that. Oh, well, like back to the PS5 thing real quick, actually, since we were talking about that, I just derailed. Is like all your guys' PS5s working?
Now,
like,
yeah.
Nothing happening.
Only one had to get sent in, and it was just a factory defect that just wasn't caught. So it was real quick, real easy, real simple. The Sony rep that we talked to was very helpful, very nice. I didn't get any like special treatment or like free controller or anything, unfortunately. That had been the only thing that would have made it like a 10 out of 10 experience.
Yeah.
But they were
That'd be
they
nice.
were very understanding, and the whole process of like, hey, ship it to us, and then like getting it back was super quick. It took 2 days from
Damn, that's not bad.
from hey, like my console's broken to hey dad, here's your new console or refurbished console or whatever they ended up getting them.
I remember sending a
2 days.
PS3 and that taking weeks.
I think the reason why is because I live real close to Sony's America headquarters, so it's like it's like overnight shipping to get stuff to and back. So I shipped it overnight. They shipped it overnight. That's 2 days.
That makes sense then.
You know, like I bought. Oh, and also I was kind of telling you this. I finally found a fucking controller charger station, which that was harder to find than a fucking console was. I swear to God. But that, yeah, I ordered that shit yesterday, and it's already here. I got it like an hour ago.
Can get 5 PS5s, but not one charging station.
Yeah, exactly. No, I got 6 fucking PlayStations, but I couldn't find a single goddamn charger. $30 charger. I'm not gonna spend $90 on a fucking scalper. I'm just gonna wait. So I waited, and now I can actually have controllers charging while I'm playing or whatever, which is nice. It's a very nice feeling that once I got used to it on the PS4, I'm like, well, I can never go back. Like I can't ever not have one. So I have one for my Switch, I have one for my PS5, and then the PS4 in the bedroom. So it's good. It's good to have it again. It's good to have it and not have to worry about finding one anymore. And it's nice to have all the PlayStations I need for all the family members. And then I actually also just got my Series X today.
Oh, really? How's that going?
Yeah. I mean, I just opened it and started installing Halo and Gears, and then I'm just...
Oh, yeah, that's when you were talking about the UI wasn't 4K.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a really dumb complaint. It's a stupid complaint. It doesn't even matter.
Nah, that ruins my experience.
A little weird. It's a little like...
Yeah.
It doesn't look as nice as it could, sort of thing.
I'll be right back, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
We haven't started yet, have we?
Oh, no, I started a while ago. We're just shooting the shit.
Oh, okay. My B. I was just... See, now the pressure's on. I didn't know. Okay.
I totally planned that to just like, I'm just going to start it randomly and not even say anything.
Fair enough.
But I guess I should say something.
No, it's okay. What were you going to say? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What was I going to say? It was about Trails.
Oh, yeah.
How many have you played?
How many?
Yeah, like you played them all, or like
I've played all the ones that are released in English, except for 4, because that one, like Trails of Cold Steel 4, I've not played yet because I just got it like a couple days ago. So, but I've played all of the Trails games that have actually been localized. So I haven't played like any of the super new stuff, and then Trails 4 just came out, or Cold Steel 4 just came out, so I haven't touched that yet.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Jake from Twitter. I don't know your handle exactly, but he sent me all yeah. He sent me all the first three like the
Trails
in the Sky, then SC,
third, he got you those. That's super dope, dude.
Yeah, he sent me those. I guess they were on sale, and yeah, I'm liking it so far. Gonna wait till
on sale. I still need to get them on Steam. I do not have them on Steam yet, so I'm kind of waiting. I was waiting for a sale, but if they're on sale now, I might pick them up.
No,
that's super good, man. How you liking it so far?
It's pretty good. I'm still very early on. Like I think I'm after
long-ass game, so
yeah, it's pretty long, but I'm a few where am I? I think I'm some place after you like go into this mine and rescue these like construction dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And like you're escorting this gem to the mayor guy. I forgot his freaking name. But yeah, I'm very early on. I haven't even left the main place. There's a lot of dialogue and stuff, and I dig that. I'm actually liking the story.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm very early on, but I like it so far.
Fucking Estelle is like one of my favorite goddamn video game characters of all time. So
she's cool.
But yeah, no, that's great, man. I know we've been telling you to play it for a long time now, so I'm glad you're finally going.
For sure,
it's gonna eat your life up for a little while though. So just be prepared, especially when you start getting like to the shit, like once you start getting through it, it's hard to put down. And then when you start like the new arcs and stuff, it's like it's so rewarding. Like once you have all the backstory, it's like wow. Because I don't know if you know this or not. I played Cold Steel 1 and 2 first, and then I was like, oh, these are like cool ass games. I like the characters and stuff. And then Liam, love of my life, Liam is like, hey, you fucking idiot, please go play every other game. And I'm like, that's a lot. I don't know if I want to do it. And he's like, dude, trust me. And I'm like, okay. So then I actually later on went back and then played Trails in the Sky and some other games in the series. And then I kind of understood. It makes a big difference, especially once you get to the Cold Steel stuff.
Sweet. Yeah, I can't wait. Cold Steel looks cool. The series always looked cool, but I just never got harassed enough to play it. Just like with freaking Persona.
Good thing we became friends, because that is my one goal in life, is to harass all my friends into playing the shit I like.
No, we have similar tastes, so it's like if you tell me to play a game, I'm just gonna play it. And
it worked for my family members. How do you think I got almost every single one of my family members to play Persona?
You did?
Non-stop bullying. That's how.
Play the freaking game. Did Papa come back yet, or is he still gone?
He's still super not here.
Oh, okay. That's fine. What the hell? Damn, there was something I was going to say. All right, Trails in the Sky. Oh, yeah, Persona. Dude. Doesn't Strikers come out February?
Yeah.
Look this up.
Yeah, February of next year.
Dude, that Steam announcement, oh my god, dude!
I know, that's super dope. I didn't think they'd do it like day one. I guess it's not technically day one because the game's been out in Japan for 6 or 7 months, but day one of like the localization launch to have a Steam version come out, that's like super cool. I know that Atlas and Sega are really pushing for more PC support, and not even just PC, but like more
I am back.
Cross-platform.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, welcome back, John.
What's up?
But like more cross-platform releases. So I'm still holding out hope, man. Like I'm holding out hope for older titles to get ported to like PlayStation or PC. And hell, if they want to get fucking crazy with it, Switch and Xbox, man. Like that would be really dope. We're talking about Persona, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, Strikers.
Yeah, just so now that you're caught up.
Yeah, February 20th. I was trying to look it up. My phone was slow. Excited for that.
I'm hoping that they really go all in with it, because yeah, man, I would love for Persona 3 to be more readily available. Persona 1 and 2 portable to finally, finally be on PC or a platform that is easily accessible, so people can stop with the fucking Persona 1 and 2 don't exist memes. I would love for all that to stop. I would even love for them to take it a step further, do a full Persona 3 like definitive edition to like combine the content from Portable and Fez into like one actual game. But even if they don't do any of that, I mean, just PC ports, man. Just port.
I'll take a straight port. I don't care. Just dump the
Right.
ROM on Steam. I'll buy
I
it.
do not care. I will buy it.
Just
and
bring
I will
them.
be happy. These games need to be readily available to everybody. Like Persona 4 Golden on Steam, great start, but that needs to be the start and not just it. You know what I mean?
They need to do more than just that.
So Striker's coming over day one. That is very, very promising to me, and I feel like we're going to see more Steam ports and hopefully even more console ports down the line, of like some of their other titles.
Yeah.
So here's hoping, man. Here's hoping.
I think we'll get Persona 3 next year. I'm going to be bold and say we're going to get it next year after SMT 3.
Oh yeah, that's coming to Steam too, right?
No, just PS4 and Switch. I don't think it's been announced for Steam, but
Nocturne's not coming to Steam that we know of, anyways.
No, not yet. I believe it will, though.
I also believe it will.
I think it will. I think they'll do a surprise announcement closer to launch, just like they did with Strikers.
I would also like for, like Golden and some of these other games as well to come to the PS5. Like I think that would be very nice to just make these games available on more platforms, because Golden for the longest time that was the Vita, like the Vita game.
Dude, stop reminding me.
I know you know. But
Oh no,
I don't want to relive this.
And trust me, I love my Vita. I still play my Vita, but I do too. I just want, like, Persona is so important to me that I just want everyone to play it. Just everyone that's possible. Yeah, anyone who would possibly enjoy this, I want them to have the chance to. So putting these games on more platforms, it would just be the smartest thing.
Speaking of ports, they need to bring Kingdom Hearts to PC.
Yeah, that too. I know, like, so here's the weird thing, because Square Enix was super on board with like, yeah, multi-platform. We're gonna bring all this shit over. We're bringing Kingdom Hearts to Xbox. We're putting fucking all these games on PC, and then like Final Fantasy 16 is a PS5 exclusive. Like, what the fuck? And then now they're like doing weird deals and stuff. It's like, so are you guys going cross-platform or are you not? Like, I need them to make up their mind.
It's really weird. And like the fact that Kingdom Hearts came to Xbox before PC, like that's really surprising, because I feel like they think it would sell more on PC than Xbox, given the
I mean,
demographic.
it's even in Game Pass. Like, every Kingdom Hearts game is on Game Pass right now. And again, I'm not trying to shit talk Game Pass. I'm just saying, like, they really went all in on that.
Yeah.
But they won't bring it to PC, and then they're making deals with Sony. Like, I'm confused. Like, they're giving me a lot of mixed messages. Yeah. They're giving me some mixed messages here.
Yeah. Let's segue that to I don't think we even talked about the acquisition of Microsoft and all that.
We haven't talked about nothing in a long time.
Yeah.
So we've got some ground to cover here, boys.
Yeah, we got that and a couple other things, but let's hit that real quick. Bethesda, like, not Bethesda. Well, yeah, Bethesda, but Microsoft bought Bethesda and got all these IPs, like Doom Eternal, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, everything.
All that Skyrim money.
Oh my god. That shit's crazy. So I'm excited. Dude, Perfect Dark just got announced the other day.
That's crazy.
Hey, like, I was freaking out. No one loves Perfect Dark like I do.
Bro, I didn't even expect
I saw that logo, I was thinking of you. I was like, oh, Fizz is going crazy.
So, dude, okay. When the trailer was happening, I was like kind of bored out of my mind. I wasn't even looking, right?
Yeah.
So like, if I was paying attention, I would have seen all the signs. I would have seen the laptop turrets. I would have seen the fucking Datadyne logo when it scrolls up to the building. And then I was just like on my phone or whatever. Like, you can go back and like go to like the stream, part where I'm just like, you see me, I'm on my phone, I'm like texting or whatever. And then the fucking voiceover is like Agent Dark, and I throw my phone down. I'm like, what?
Oh my god!
I was so fucking like thrown off guard. Man, that announcement aside from the obvious, was my number one announcement of the whole show. And I know it's just a fucking CG trailer and that game's not coming out for 2 years, but I don't give a fuck, dude. It's Perfect Dark. I'm going to be so happy. Even if it sucks ass. Like, Perfect Dark Zero is one of my favorite games ever made, and that game is shit. But I know it's shit, and I love it because it's shit. I don't give a fuck. The game's awesome. So I'm hoping that this one's better than Zero, obviously. But even if it's, like, really cheesy and weird, like, Zero is so creative. Like, Zero thinks so outside the box with its shit. And it's such like an old school game design mentality of when they were designing that game. And I can go back and have fun with that game any day because the sandbox is awesome. The maps are awesome. The like physics and world is awesome. I hope that they continue that like string of creativity in this game. I hope this game is as fun as the first two and is as enjoyable and memorable as first two. That's all I hope.
Based off the team that they have working on it, it seems like it could be really good.
I'm very confident that at the very least this will be an enjoyable and highly like well-made game.
Yeah,
that's all you can ask for, you know.
I definitely think the devs at least like I think even Microsoft even at least care about it enough that they really want to make it a good experience, which I think is like really good.
Awesome, because it's since 2005. It's been radio silent.
15
No,
years.
like Perfect Dark Zero came out and it got 2 map packs and that was pretty much it. So like the game was abandoned and then Rare was just doing nothing for a decade, and then you know like it's just been crazy silent. But then like I don't know, like recently I've started noticing like maybe it's just because they've had like this change of attitude at Xbox Studios or something, but whatever it is, like I feel like they understand, like they get it, like they know that we love Perfect Dark, and like they know that Joanna Dark is a super influential character, and that you know this is a franchise that they can actually do well with, because I mean they started mentioning the game series more. They, you know, Rare Replay happened. They put like Joanna Dark like gamer pictures in the Xbox like store and stuff, like little things, you know, and it's that kind of stuff I appreciate. Am I super, you know, upset about the fact that Perfect Dark Zero still has never had like a proper enhancement? Yeah, like it's in 4K now, but I could use some 60 FPS or a PC port, please. Microsoft, please port Zero to PC. I need it in my veins. The worst thing about that game is not the story or the cheesy writing or whatever. The worst thing about the game is the fucking 30 FPS cap and the awful frame pacing. Like that is, and the controls. Those 3 things, that's what kills the game for a lot of people.
I've never played Perfect Dark, but I know it's like a huge deal. So that was definitely a huge announcement.
Man, one of my favorite games on N64, dude.
Yeah, don't let me get started talking about Perfect Dark because I will go off. I will go off for a long time. Perfect Dark, I would put on like the same level of love from me as like Gears and Halo. Not on the same level as like, okay, actually no, not Halo, but like Gears and Mass Effect. I'd say it's on the same level for me as Gears and Mass Effect. And then Halo's a step above that, and then Persona is a step above that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's very good. Solid bronze tier.
Yeah. Did you see the screenshots for Halo Infinite?
Yes, I did.
Kind of looking a little better.
A lot of opinions about that as well. It is looking visually better, and the art style is, you know, great because they finally went back to what Halo looks like instead of fucking Power Rangers or whatever the fuck. However, I'm still not on board yet with a lot of these changes that they're making with like character customization and
I heard
all like
about
the
that.
little details. I just want to see more, and I hope that they can really make this work, because there's no studio on this on this planet that I have less faith in than 343. Like you can show me some cool screenshots and you can tell me how you're gonna fix the game up and you're gonna add hair to the brutes. Don't know why they didn't have it to begin with, but whatever. And you're gonna like do all this stuff. Like you can tell me that any day, but until I fucking see it, and I don't mean a screenshot. I mean I need to see this game running. I need to play it, get my hands on. I can't believe it. Like there's nothing they could say that would make me trust them until they prove me wrong.
they don't have a great track record, so
No,
makes sense.
they have literally zero track record.
Yeah.
Everything they've ever made has been awful. They made the
That's so
first
true,
two
though.
map packs to Halo Reach, and guess what? Those are the worst maps in the fucking game.
Yeah,
They
I
made
really
Halo
not liked
CE
any of their maps.
remastered, or not remastered, but like they made fucking Halo CE Anniversary, and that is one of the worst remakes of all time. They made fucking Halo 4, which has good qualities, but also just shit the bed in so many ways. They made Halo 5, the worst Halo game. They made they made Halo MCC the worst console
Yeah.
launch of all time. Cyberpunk has nothing
Dude.
on Halo MCC at launch.
Holy shit. That's a lot.
Yeah,
Really?
I know.
Have you guys been playing Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I have.
No, I'm a smart boy. I'm waiting because I fuck when I play it right now.
How's it going for you, Papa?
Mostly good. The performance definitely got better after the first like actual patch after the game released, and it's not too bad. I haven't run into too many bugs personally, but definitely seen a lot of shit on the internet. But yeah, I mean, I did run into this one bug which really fucking sucked, where occasionally when I went into a menu, it would just have really weird frame pacing and stuttering, and it was just unplayable at that point. I just have to exit the game and go back in.
Yeah,
But that has stopped, luckily, for me at least. So for now, the game is pretty stable for me, but yeah, obviously it's way different for a lot of other people.
and let's be real, you're playing on a pretty decent PC rig. A lot of
Yeah.
people are still
Yeah, you're on a
stuck with the-
2080, right?
I'm on a 2070.
which is still really good.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks is my CPU, but
Yeah, but like a lot of people are playing on base
Oh,
PS4s or
God.
Xbox One X's, and they don't have the same luxuries you do.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I've
which
seen
is why
some of the
consoles just-
funniest shit out.
It's unplayable on those systems. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
100%. Which is why, like, honestly, what I'm really waiting for, aside from obvious like bug fixes and things like that, like what I'm really waiting for is for either the PlayStation 5 version or RTX 3080 Ti's to go on sale and be readily available for me to pick one up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
I'm
get that. I
so
think-
ready to lose sleep that morning just to not get one.
Yeah, I think pretty much everyone should wait for everything to be patched out and for people to be able to have hardware that actually runs it right and a lot better, like with the
Yeah.
PS5 patch and all that stuff. Definitely wait. Better idea. I got it gifted from Zombie Fans, so. just
Oh,
for
she
playing
get dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
that
shout out to Zombie
YouTuber
Fan.
privilege.
it.
Shout out to Zombie Fan real quick. Thank you for sending me my copy. That like she sent you one too, or he? My bad.
That YouTuber
whatever.
privilege. Wow.
Start uploading then.
all I'm saying is no one's ever gifted me a game. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
I haven't yet.
Ooh.
All right, gotta
Gotta
change
get on
that.
that Christmas list.
I'm just kidding. Don't actually send me games. I'll be very embarrassed.
All right, I'll send you something.
Oh, you fucker.
Yeah.
My job is to send you games, not the other way around.
Your job is to harass me and tell me what games to play.
That's actually very correct, sir. It's
Mhm.
like the one thing I do well. You know how many people I've got to play Hat in Time in Persona? A lot is the answer. A lot.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
great. It's a great
I'm
feeling.
happy I was harassed in Persona.
I'm like
Clearly.
Jade, but instead of fucking Yakuza, I'm harassing people to play fun platformers.
Dude, but I guess on my experience on Cyberpunk, dude, I don't look. I can handle like the occasional crash. I can handle the occasional bug glitch. Oh, okay, I just got to reload and go through that again. I can handle performance, hits. Obviously not. Some games will have like a really heavy area that's just dumping on my GPU. But dude, my 1080 Ti is screaming for help.
Yeah.
It is just like doing the best it can, and it is just not running well. Like I'll just be in the menu tweaking settings constantly, and
It's
just
kinda
like
crazy.
I'm not getting I'll get like 60 FPS here, and I'm like driving around, and I'm like, okay, cool, it's decent. All right, let's do some missions and shit. And then when stuff hits the fan, it's just pooping.
Damn.
And like, I mean, I know, and I'm like, and then dude, there was like really bad ghosting, and I'm like, is my GPU dying? Like, it is like, is it just at the end of its life? And I'm like, there's no way this is like a 3-year-old card. It's not old. It's kicks other games' asses. And I just found other people on Reddit, and yeah, it's just like something with the anti-aliasing or something. It's just like it's leaving a trail of like pixels behind anything that moves across the screen. Yeah, and it was just like, dude, what the hell is going on? And like, just dude, I guess I just got an unlucky draw. Like, just the game was buggy, performance was trash, and I just couldn't really enjoy the game for like what it was, which is it's pretty decent. I mean, in the 15 hours I played,
it does like all the bugs and performance issues really like take away from the experience a lot when you're trying to see the narrative and feel how the gameplay is like and everything. Just completely takes it away sometimes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And you know, Mario, I've actually kind of noticed this. With the exception of Doom Eternal, because that game runs like butter and like butter under a fucking 100,000 degree knife. But with the exception of Doom Eternal, I've noticed like every game that's come out this year has just been awfully like optimized for our GPU, because you and I both have 10 Ti's.
Dude, I know I'm not crazy. I'm not
no,
crazy.
You're not crazy. It's every fucking game this year. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Like, I can play Modern Warfare just fine. 144 frames per second, 1440p with like the dynamic scaling on, and maybe like a couple things on like low or medium. You know what I mean? Like, that's totally doable for me. Cold War on PC, dude, I have everything set to very low. I'm playing at 1080p with the dynamic scaler on, and I'm not even getting 60 FPS in some of these fucking maps. And I'm talking multiplayer, not even campaign, where it's really demanding. Like, what the fuck happened? One game, 1 year, and I went like way down the toilet with the performance. And I know the game is not that demanding because I'm playing it as we speak on PS5 at dynamic 1440p, 120 frames. Like, the game is not that demanding. I don't know what happened, but I think developers are like, 30 series is out, fuck the 10 series. We don't need to have them run well. It's crazy. Like, it's every abysmal game but Doom Eternal. Like, I cannot play any game.
RE3 was good too. RE3 was very well optimized, actually.
Oh, I didn't play RE3.
I got it on a sale a while ago. It was all right. Very short.
I'll take your word for it. So okay, so other than Doom Eternal and RE3, any of like the big budget AAA game releases this year have just been shit on PC for me and my rig. And that's why like I really want a 3080, but like, you know, not being able to find one kind of sucks. So I have not touched my PC for gaming purposes in a very long time, and it's very upsetting to me. Like, I've used it. Like, I obviously I still like emulate games, and you can't do that on a console. So like for that, I've been using it. But I mean, to like play a new game, like I don't know. It's been really upsetting and very disappointing to me. I don't want to be a console pleb. I want to play like games on PC.
Dude. Like, these games aren't like I'm playing Cyberpunk, and I'm like, dude, why am I taking L's with these like games I buy? Like,
I know.
Like
so many L's.
I'm playing the game, and I'm like, is this Horizon Zero Dawn? Like, what is going on? Like, I'm just like, I'm feeling the same exact way I was when I was playing Horizon. I'm like, okay, am I crazy? Did my PC suddenly go to like Micro Center and grab a used 750 and like just put that in itself? Like, I'm like looking through my settings. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. My GPU is being utilized. Okay, my CPU is good. Everything's good. Like, temps are good. Everything's fine. Nothing is wrong with my rig. I just finished playing a playthrough of Doom Eternal, locked at 144 Ultra Nightmare, bro. Come on. Like, I don't understand. Like, oh my god, and just forget about people on like online defending all this shit. And like, God, dude, like this. If you launch a game like Cyberpunk in the state that it's in for like 40% of your player base, you should be criticized for it, and you should not defend that. Like, that's not defendable.
Yeah,
like, that's 100%. Stupid. Horizon Zero Dawn, not defendable. Like, there's no excuse. Like,
I
sure,
mean,
COVID, shit like...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. There's just a delay.
Okay.
All I was going to say is that it's a good thing Horizon Zero Dawn got fixed, but even still, it shouldn't have launched that way at all.
Yeah.
Right. Like, when they're about to launch a game, they see, like, I mean, do they just not run it on the whatever hardware and just say, hey, just launch it? No, they know it's in a poor state.
Exactly.
And like, CD Projekt Red just did that with Cyberpunk. They admitted it on a investor meeting, and they're like, yeah, we knew that we neglected these consoles, and we were aware of the issues. We just pushed it out anyways.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what makes it worse to me. You know what I mean? Like, because they didn't just like, oh, we had a deadline, we had to meet. It was a shitty port. We're sorry. We're gonna fix it. Just give us some time. They could have easily said that, and I would have been like, that sucks, but I fucking get it. Like,
yeah,
you guys have been told by your fucking overlords that you need to release this game. No more delays. Like, it's coming out on this day no matter what. I get that. But to have them go and like prevent people from seeing footage of the game early or getting review copies on console, literally telling developer or people who have the game that they're not allowed to show footage and they have to use trailer footage, like, dude, not
spooky.
Okay.
Shit was so spooky.
And obviously, and I know it's not the developers, like the people working day to day. It's not their fault. Of course it's not. But whoever is making decisions there needs to really rethink their priorities, like, and fast, because shit like this is how you go from overnight darlings to pariahs of the gaming industry.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, look at Rocksteady, look at fucking Rockstar. I guess having rock in your name is a curse, but like, these are developers who at one point were thought to have been able to do no wrong, and then they did one bad thing and everyone turned on them instantly. Rocksteady has like kind of recovered, but Rockstar still has not recovered.
Right.
And it's been like, what, 2 years since Red Dead?
Mm-hmm. 2 years.
Yeah. So like, it's been a little while. And
wait, since the PC release?
Better. Yeah, the PC for Red Dead.
Well, that was that last year?
I don't fucking know. Time doesn't. My brain doesn't calculate time anymore. COVID's been a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
I
don't remember when that came out.
You know what? Fuck those two. Rocksteady and Rockstar. Who cares about those two? Naughty Dog is a much better example, anyways. But that's just more recent, so I didn't want to like. Go with the more recent one because But that one is better. And with Naughty Dog, I mean, regardless of how you feel about Last of Us 2 as a game, like
at least you can play it.
Yeah, like the game did not come out a broken piece of shit.
It's technically
it was
well
polished,
made.
It just was concontroversial, and not everyone liked what they did with it. But the product you got, like, you were not being misled or like, they weren't hiding anything. They weren't hiding anything. They weren't telling you like you can't show footage of this game.
I mean, they hid, like, I mean, they misled with marketing, like showing Joel in that one thing.
Stuff.
But that's just story.
I meant like,
gameplay, like playing the actual game. That's what freaking matters.
Because there has to be some degree of secrecy when it comes to story campaigns and stuff. Like, I think they took it too far. Oh, of course. But I can't blame them for trying to hide that. Like, I think that should have. I think it was more effective since it was so unexpected. So I will say that, like, that twist was good to me in my eyes. I felt it was effective. However, I do feel like they misled with some of the things they said about the game and some of the trailers. And I would rather not mislead. Like, hiding and misleading are two very different things. Misleading is like Halo 5 trailers showing that, like, Locke was going to be hunting down the chief and it was going to be like this big confrontation between the two. And then they literally get into like a minor altercation and a cut scene and then are best friends. It's like, that's definitely false advertising. But anyways, just my whole point really just goes back to the idea of, I don't care who you are, don't fuck with your consumer base, because they will not.
Right.
They don't forgive easily.
And it's ridiculous because, like, this Actually, Cyberpunk's announcement was the first time I ever heard of CD Projekt Red.
Same.
And
yeah,
I'm like, okay. I watched that trailer, the very first one from like 8 years ago or 7 years ago, whatever. And I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. Let me check out this company. Oh, Witcher 3, what the hell is that? Oh, and that's like, they're known for just that. And like for 7 years, 8 years, they're making this game, and for some reason they're like since
we'll talk about
at
that.
least
That's what
conceptualization
next,
and like by like development, I mean like they started to conceptualize and pre-production. I'm sure they're writing a script, or they have at least doing outline for the game,
stuff like that.
But I mean, it seems like this game is like another Anthem, where it was like, in development for X amount of time, but really it was pumped out in 16 months. And like, because that's how it, I don't know. Because either they didn't have enough time to make the game, or they're bad at making the game and optimizing. And
I feel like a big part of it might have been management, probably the people at the top.
That plays a huge role.
Oh, for sure. I mean, let's be honest. If you are crunching to the level that these studios are doing right now, if you're crunching like that, then management has already failed you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I mean, God, another thing. This is what I kind of wanted to address when you brought up the development time. Can these studios please stop announcing their games the moment the idea comes into their head? Because I would really like to avoid these 8-year fucking hype cycles when the game only took like 3.5 years to make.
I'm so tired of these hype
trains. They did not
trains.
start active development on Cyberpunk until Witcher 3 was released. So that's 4 years, not 8. But they announced it 4 years before they started working on it. Like, can you fucking stop doing this, please?
A bit insane.
Square Enix, I'm looking at you.
4 years?
God damn.
Damn, and it's still in this state. Holy crap.
That's still a very long time, by the way. Like, I'm not trying to like even downplay 4 years development time, because 4 years is a shit ton of time to develop a game. And especially 4 years is not, like, to get the product we got on launch. Like, fuck were you doing for 4 years? But at the same time, like, it comes down to like everyone has this expectation, like, even if this game was totally bug free, it would have still been a massive disappointment to so many people because they've been waiting for it for 8 years. Like, I know in my heart of hearts that I was too hard on Final Fantasy 15, but part of the reason I was so hard on it is because I was in my heart, not in my head. In my heart, I was waiting for that game for 10 years. Seeing it, watching it change and develop and turn into Final Fantasy 15 and then get made. So in my head, in my heart, I'm like, man, this game has been in development for 10 years. It must be really fucking good and finished. No, it restarted development like 8 times. It was only made in like a year and a half. Like, that's why it was shit. So it's like, you have to kind of like separate that kind of stuff. And then you also have to realize that like, it's not going to go that smoothly. Like, there's going to be a lot of things. And I just think in general, developers and studios and publishers need to stop announcing games like the second they start making them, Square. And then 2, need to give their developers adequate time to actually make the game. Because rushing and trying to finish in like, a year and a half development time, like, give them more time. I don't care how long it needs to be. Like, Halo Infinite's a great example. I called it too, by the way. I said, no way is this game coming out. They're going to delay the shit, and they're going to delay it a full ass fucking year. And what did they do? From November to November of the next year. Like, that shit made me so happy to see that.
We got so much.
I was worried they were just
going
to delay it like a couple months, push it out in like the start of the year. But no, man, they did it. They really delayed it a full year to give them time to finish it. And I got to applaud that shit. I got to.
Dude, people got so mad about that too, and like,
they
were shitting on me
because they know they're gonna get backlash.
I'm like, this game needs to be delayed, and they're like, dude, you're just a hater. You just hate Xbox.
Oh my god.
I hate that fucking Miyamoto quote, and I will not use it ever. But it's still kind of true. It's
Yeah.
like, please, like I hate that quote, but just please delay your games. Like a delay is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if it's just like, oh, hey, we're delaying the game for like a month because we found a bug we want to fix. It's like, cool, thank you. That's one less bug we're gonna have to deal with on launch day. It's just people go crazy with this stuff, and it's like, guys, this is not a personal attack on you. Like,
Right.
please just understand that this is an entertainment product, and so launching it in a shitty state is not good. Just let it be worked on and fixed. Play something else if you need to. Like, I've definitely been guilty of it myself. I'm not saying I'm not perfect, or I'm not saying I'm perfect, but even, I never took it to the levels that these people do.
Yeah, like, it's
jeez.
fair to be a little upset about a delay
Yeah,
because
being
obviously
disappointed.
Yeah, exactly, you want the game as soon as you can get it, but it's not a bad thing to have your game delayed, like,
Yeah,
come on,
exactly.
it's just gonna help the development of it.
100%.
Yeah,
And
because
then
now,
I guess that
guess what?
also,
People are
like,
pissed that it's broken.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
for sure.
So either way, people are mad.
Then the people are like, Cyberpunk needs to come out right now. I don't care if it's broken, I'll play it. And then it comes out and it's broken, they play it, and they're like, what the fuck happened? And then it's like, what are you talking about? You just said. It's like,
Yeah.
obviously I know that they're not the reason Cyberpunk was broken, but I just mean it's just funny to see those reactions from the same people who just a week ago were saying that if Cyberpunk got delayed again, they'd fucking shoot themselves or whatever. It's like,
Right.
you know what I mean? And then on the same fucking, sorry, I just have a lot to talk about.
Go for it.
I'm
There's
so
a
Keep
lot
pumped
to
right now.
talk about, it makes
There
sense.
really is. But on that same fucking like spectrum, I crunch, man. It's just it's a big topic. It's a
Yeah.
lot to talk about.
If you're gonna crunch, make it worth it, dude. Like, at least I would rather you not. I would rather you just manage your studio better. And clearly the people, the investors and CEO and everyone higher above the devs at CD Projekt Red did not do that. They just said, fuck it, send that out.
Mm-hmm.
But like, then they also said, hey, we're going to have 2 big patches, one in January and one in February. And I'm like, all right, if that's the case.
Who's going to be making those? Do you think they're going to do that on a timely manner? No, man, that's hard crunched right there.
Now they're going to crunch anyway. So why didn't you just delay the game till February?
Yeah.
If
that money now,
if you just needed, I guess they needed their quarterly what's it called, like a quarterly report or some shit. They needed to make something this year.
I gotta be honest.
Something financial.
I wanted to be hopeful. I wanted to be hopeful for Cyberpunk, but I kind of saw this coming a mile away. As soon as they announced that the game was not going to launch with a PS5 and Xbox version, I'm like, they're rushing. Like, they have no fucking time.
They aren't done. They aren't done.
They're not done.
And they have no idea. They can't even give a solid like month on when those versions are going to be out.
They couldn't even give a year. They said we're going to get it out in 2021 if we can.
That's
no
true.
promises.
Bro, dude.
Yeah. That's how bad they're at right now. That's how bad of a state CDPR is in right now. They can't even give a year on a patch for a next gen version of the game.
Dude. Okay, so like, all right, the game itself, all right, no one get pissed at me, please, because like these CDPR guys on Twitter, these CDPR dudes are crazy. Like, but I don't mean this as in a bad way. The game it looks good. It's a pretty game. I like the characters. I think I like the lore in the world that is building. But like, technically, and I've seen a lot of really, really funky clips of like, when you shoot into a crowd and they start running away and you look away and then you look back to where the crowd was, they just despawn. Like, no matter, like, you could do it in under a second. They'll just all despawn. And like, the AI is wonky. Like, the cops that when you get a wanted level, they just appear. Like, you could be in an enclosed environment, they'll just appear. Like, this game feels very flat. Like, technically, mechanically wise. And I think they literally rushed out a game that they made in a year and a half, 2 years tops. But I think like between 12 and 16 months, this is a game that they've got so far.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Because I think it's the same thing that happened with Anthem. Like the devs didn't even. I bet they didn't even know what they were making until they saw that E3. Like, don't be surprised if you see some crap like that, because that's what happened with Anthem.
Yeah,
super big hype train, many years of development, and what's it called? Turns out the game was made in 16 months, not 6 years, and it was just a technical mess. Nothing very ambitious about it, like it touted in the trailers shown. There's a lot of wonky stuff mechanically, and that's without even talking about the bugs. I mean, like the core design mechanics of the game. Loot feels like it completely negates crafting. Like, from what I've played, I mean, I've only got like 15 hours in before I'm like, dude, I cannot handle these bugs and performance. But it just feels flat. Like, there's some aspects of the game that I enjoyed, but it really just feels like your run-of-the-mill open world game that, you know, it just doesn't feel any more impressive than like Grand Theft Auto 5, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the wanted system, the AI, and like how crowds react and people when you're shooting or aiming at them and stuff like that.
Dude, it's kind of sad that GTA
So I think this was rushed.
is what, 7 years old? 7 years old. GTA 5 is 7 years old, and that is still the fucking pinnacle of like open world design as far as like the world goes.
Even GTA 3
gameplay, but yeah, like just that open world, like that design, dude. Like GTA 5 is still the king. It's been fucking 7 years. How is no one?
That came out on PS3. GTA 5 on PS3 is technically more impressive to me than Cyberpunk right now.
Yeah,
and I really feel that this is going to be a take that ages well, because honestly, dude, like, it's like I don't know. I guess some people, if you genuinely enjoy the game and you love it, you think it's like a really great game, that's fine. Like, more power to you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm mostly talking about the people that are saying this is like the most amazing thing that's ever come out. Like, I just saw a post saying that this is the greatest open world game that's come out in the last 10 years. I'm like, can we pump the brakes just a little bit? Are we playing the same game?
When it's done, I don't have any doubt that it could maybe be the best open world game. Maybe when it's done, but it's not done yet. Let's finish it first, and then let's worry about if this is the best game ever made. You know what I mean?
And another thing. There's supposed to. Wasn't there supposed to be like factions, like mercenaries that? Oh no, there was another thing where like the police would be corrupt, and you could like make deals with them, and shit like that. There's none of these. I saw a list of mechanics that were promised, and well, not promised, but the developers
talked about.
They said, yeah, exactly. So I really do believe this game is like made very quickly. They crunched really hard for like 2 years to try to pump something out. 2 years max, I think like 16 months. And it was a technical mess. They couldn't meet that ambition that they, that trailer showed a few years back. And now they got to crunch and try to not only fix the game, but add content that's not in there that they said would be in there, and fix all the bugs and technical, all the technical problems and performance and shit like that. So it's really, really spooky. And this is another reason why I'm getting just really tired of AAA right now.
Yeah. Well, okay. You know something I haven't seen people talking about a lot lately. It's something I've been thinking about, but something I don't really see talked a lot, is that CD Projekt Red was not always this gigantic, awesome company. In fact, they just became that recently.
Yeah.
Up until The Witcher 3, like, they were a studio of like 30, 40 people. And then The Witcher 3 blew up and was super crazy, like popular and sold super well.
Successful, got a TV show.
Yeah. It's like it's crazy, like how fast, like The Witcher 3 did so well that they expanded their studio. Now they've got like however many employees working, and they're doing all this stuff. This is their first real like big project since becoming a big studio. I don't think they know how to be a big studio. I don't think they know how to manage 200 people.
Yeah,
they've never done
That-
this before.
Agreed,
They've always
yeah.
been the small
That's
AA like 30-person studio.
like, yeah, I think that's definitely the problem. Like, they just didn't know how to handle so many people.
Yeah, I honestly think that's what it is, and I haven't really seen people talking about it, but that's what
No,
I
yeah,
think anyways.
that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, this is gonna be it's gonna be an interesting conversation with
Yeah.
this game
Yeah, like,
a few months out.
I personally love the game, at least from what I played anyway, because for me, the biggest part has been like the narrative and the choices and stuff like that. That has been like the main thing I was like wanting from it, anyways. All the technical stuff, yeah, it definitely is less than what they promised for sure. But in terms of like the narrative and what they've done there, I think they've definitely hit what they were trying to do, at least in terms of that area.
Yeah, it's just people expected like the second coming of Christ, and they really want it to be that. And in my opinion, it's just a decent game.
Yeah,
I mean, I like it. I like the the narrative as well. The world is beautiful. I love the lore. I really like the cyberpunk setting. It's awesome. Like I'm digging it when it's working. I'm like, this could potentially be a really great game that I would love to play through a few times. Like when it's just all the gears are turning and it's just working for like a solid hour.
Like it should work.
Yeah, and then it's a pretty good game. I like it, and when it's fixed, I'm definitely going to dive right back into it so I can form an even better opinion. But that's just my impression from like 15 hours of playing. I think it's a very mismanaged game.
Definitely.
for sure. I expected Fallout 2 and I got Fallout 4, and that's what I can really say.
Why is that the best way to explain it? Yeah. Like, I just feel the hype leading up to it was just like exactly how I felt with Anthem, Watch Dogs, the very first one.
Watch Dogs 1. That was such a weird hype train. That was such a weird time to be a
Watch
gamer.
Dogs 1?
Yeah, for the original Watch Dogs launch, like that was such a weird like 7-8 months of just like pure hype.
Dude.
I was just like,
I fell for that hype
get
train.
it, man.
Yeah.
I still don't get it now. Like I actually think Watch Dogs 1 is the best in the series, and I still don't get it. Like
yeah. Like tonally, I like Watch Dogs 1 more than 2 and Legion.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the narrative of, especially Legion. I'm like, I don't understand this.
I was thinking about getting Legion for the PS5 just to have another PS5 game to play, but since it's locked at 30 and doesn't have a performance mode, I'm like, no.
Ew.
Yo, it was $25, so I just grabbed it.
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
$25, I mean, I'm having a good time.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I definitely agree though that like, okay, the idea of control any random NPC you want and recruit everybody and just build this like network of people that have different unique skills and abilities, super fucking cool idea. But when that comes at the expense of, okay, we no longer have a narrative now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a little disappointing. I'm having fun with what I'm doing, and I think the like mission design is interesting, and of course, like the idea of doing this, like the novelty still has not worn off for me. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it very much. And it's kind of like a role player's wet dream. Like if you wanted to role play and like just fuck the story, just make up your own kind of like thing and just role play as like a DedSec member, dude, super good for that, because that's what I've been doing, is just like getting in my head and like doing that kind of stuff and playing a very specific way. But if you're not able to do that, or if you don't want to do that and you wanted this like actual narrative like the first and second game, man, yeah, it's not there. You have like one mission at the start and then the rest of it is all side stuff.
I was expecting the whole like play as anyone system to be really bad, but from what I've seen, it's actually like they did a pretty decent job.
Yeah, no, so that's the thing, is that, yeah, I was expecting it to suck and then them to just be like a standard open world Ubisoft game. But no, dude, like they actually nailed the play as anyone stuff. It's just everything else. It's everything else that dropped the ball.
Yeah,
which is so weird. That's like the last thing I expected was for everything else to suck and for the play as anyone anytime thing to be the best part. Like really good part about this game.
Yeah.
Like they truly did nail this aspect of it, and I will absolutely give them kudos and props where props are due here.
At least
It's
it'll
just, yeah.
make this game stand out for,
Oh,
years
for
to go
sure. And I think
when it
this is a
comes
game that's
out.
going to age very well, because they have
Yeah.
said they are doing a Aiden Pierce campaign, like a
Yeah,
4 or 5 hour like DLC campaign with just Aiden
I
Pierce. So
I have a bad feeling it's gonna be bad just because Ubisoft is typically not very well known for doing good DLCs. So, we'll see.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like we will absolutely see. I can't say any of this stuff is definitive,
Yeah,
but
it's
all I
like
mean is that like this is like another one of those games that's a really good base, like a really good baseline to
yeah,
improve upon. Obviously, hey, I wish it was just all here at launch, but like for being just this random off the wall idea that somehow got turned into a full AAA $60 game, like I'm impressed with what it
yeah.
is, with like what it's going for.
I mean, I'm kinda glad they went with this instead of just, like, another Watch Dogs game, at least right now
Yeah,
anyway. I hope
yeah,
they do another, like, Watch Dogs 3 or whatever, and it's, like, a full story and everything like that, but I think it's cool that they tried something different.
I
The
agree.
only
I agree.
the only thing I want to see from Watch Dogs is in it Watch Dogs Assassin's Creed crossover game
That would be awesome.
And
where
okay, and that's the
they
thing. So
combine
the
those two games.
fucking universe of Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed has been so confusing lately that
Yeah.
I really need some clarification because Watch Dogs 1 makes it very clear that Aiden is an assassin, or at least working for assassins,
Mhm.
and that Templars exist and that this is the same universe. Like Watch Dogs 1 makes it very clear. And then Watch Dogs 2 kind of muddies the waters up a little bit. And then, Ubisoft came out and said, like, hey, no, these games are in separate universes. But then Watch Dogs 3 comes
Yeah.
out and has a literal playable fucking assassin character.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what the fuck? Like they're doing a DLC, a story DLC about this character who
Mhm.
is an actual assassin with a hidden blade and everything. It's like, can you please make up your minds? Like, I just want one way or the other.
Just make a crossover game and
Yeah.
I really
That'd be
want
awesome.
those
Like,
two universes
fucking
together just sound really good.
Watch Dogs 1 and Assassin's Creed 4 take place at the same time and tie into each other, and the stories tie into each other. And Aiden is the one who kills the fucking CEO guy that goes missing halfway through the game of Assassin's Creed 4. Like, so like that's their answer is like, oh, that guy went missing at the start of Assassin's Creed 4.
Oh,
Yeah, Aiden
yeah.
killed him. You do that in the game.
Forgot
That's
about
one of
that.
the missions. And then so it's like, yes, like these universes are tied together, explain. And then Watch Dogs 2 like throws that all away, and then Ubisoft is like saying, like, nope, universes are completely separate. So honestly, I don't even think they know. I think they're just like, if they can, if they can do something cool, they will. But if not, like, I don't think they even have I don't think they have an actual clue what they're doing with
Make a
the Watch Dogs
crossover
narrative.
game and call it Assassin Dogs.
Yes, absolutely.
Ass dogs.
Let's be real. After playing Valhalla, they have no idea what they're doing with the Assassin's Creed story
Oh
either.
god. Nope. They really don't. I
Dude,
didn't
I
finish
get burnt
Valhalla,
out just watching
but
gameplay.
yeah, I got burnt out after about, like, 15 hours, I think.
Yep, and everything you did in those 15 hours never gets any different.
Yeah, that's how it
It's
felt too.
it's that for 60 hours.
It was like, okay, if they had made it like a 30-hour game and made, like, the content more varied, I think that'd be pretty good. Because, like, I feel like those first 15 hours are not bad. It's just that they just continue and continue and continue the same thing over and over again. It's the same problem with, like, pretty much every Ubisoft game.
Yeah. I mean, for as hated as Assassin's Creed Odyssey is, and I know that you two don't like it. I'm the only one here who does. But for as hated as that game is, at least like random shit, like interesting stuff happened in that game. Like the story itself was awesome. Yeah, it kind of meandered in the middle a little bit, but the actual like campaign story was really interesting. I don't give a shit about the fucking Valhalla storyline. And then all the side stuff was like super cool. Like I went and traveled to this island and then I fucking solved the Minotaur maze and killed the mythological beast, and then I found this like then I sailed to this other island and found these other like side quests to do, and just like there was always something interesting happening in Odyssey, and I played the game for 50 hours and never was bored. Valhalla, I got bored after like hour 2. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god.
I
I still
really
think
hope.
the game is enjoyable and like you can still have fun with it if you're in a very specific mindset. And it is a
Yeah.
technical marvel running on the PS5 4K 60. But Lord, did that game need some absolute like shaving and like streamlining of some of these things because it's so bloated for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. You.
I was just gonna say, I really hope they so they kind of call this the last 3 games, Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, the mythological, trilogy kind of, and so
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe the next one will be something completely different, and I'm hoping because I don't really like the combat or, the mythological stuff they put into Assassin's Creed recently, so I
Yeah,
really
that
hope
turned
they
me
kinda go
off.
back. Yeah, I hope they go back to, something like Unity, but actually good. Uh, so I think
Like,
that'd be cool.
do Unity, but not shit, please.
Yeah, exactly.
I still can't believe that somebody else had to make Assassin's Creed Ninja before
Yeah,
Ubisoft. Like, how the fuck was Ghost of Tsushima the first time that ever happened? Like,
yeah,
why did Assassin's Creed not do that before fucking Pirates 3
Dude,
times in a row?
watch what the next Assassin's Creed will be at Feudal Japan. Just wait. Just wait.
yeah,
They're gonna cash in on that.
I think they have to,
I mean, they've done Pirates and Vikings, and those are like the 2 easy answers before you get to ninjas. So they've gotta, if not the next game, the game after. If it's
yeah.
not, then I don't even know what it would be. Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna do Civil War? They're gonna do
Oh
fucking World War
God,
II? Actually,
Oh, no.
technically we got World War One in Syndicate. But you know what I mean? Like come on, please, just like
Yeah.
it's right there. Like, they could have done it when the story was still interesting, but like all the stuff with Layla has been so
Oh,
boring.
yeah. I
And
remember
that's the thing, is I like Layla. I don't hate the character. I think
yeah,
Layla is awesome, but her story is so not interesting.
yeah. I remember when Assassin's Creed used to be marketed for its story and not the era it's set in.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
now it's
I
just
did
like,
not
"Oh,
buy
Vikings,"
yeah.
and
I
all
didn't
that.
buy Brotherhood, I didn't buy Brotherhood because it was set in the Renaissance. I bought Brotherhood to see what happened to Ezio and Desmond. Like, I
Exactly.
cared about those characters. I wanted to know what happened to them.
Exactly, yeah. It's sad what's happened to the series and even Ubisoft to an extent. Like, they've made some good stuff recently, but I do
Yeah.
feel like they kind of copy and paste a lot of ideas into all their games pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, even when they do something different, like, I'm
It's
not gonna
taken
say
from another
Ubisoft never
game.
tries, but even when they do something different, it just never works out how they want it
Yeah.
to, how we want it to.
they just need to. I mean, I want to see this from Ubisoft and most AAA companies in general, but like I want them to make shorter games. Like, just cut them in half. Like, Valhalla is 60 hours. Make a 30-hour game.
Yeah.
Focus
I would
on
love that.
core mechanics that are fun and that will carry that whole game, so you're not
Exactly.
bored 15 hours in. And like, because dude, I don't care how good your game looks, how graphically intensive it is. It is, if it's boring to play, like, I'm gonna put it
Yeah.
down. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm just doing the same thing in a cycle for 60 hours, I'm gonna get bored. Like, to this day, Breath of the Wild is still like the most fun open world game I've played, and nothing has come close. And that game has spoiled me forever, because if it doesn't feel like it's an actual open world that I can interact with and do what I want, and like I'm not making the fun, I'm not making the
Yeah.
because Breath of the Wild's all about like, oh, look at that over there, let me go see what that is, and then
Mhm.
you make that story for the next hour. It's not like in Valhalla where it's like, okay, go to that waypoint over there and do that stuff, and then come back over here and get experience points
Yeah.
for 50 hours. No,
You know
I don't want
why?
to do that.
This is the reason why. The reason why is because these other games understand the appeal of an open world. That the world is the main character. The world is the attraction. In
Mhm.
Valhalla, and to a lesser extent Origins, like, these games, they don't use their open worlds properly. Exploring the open world and doing open world stuff is boring as shit in these
Mhm.
games. Whereas,
Yep.
this is a problem that GTA 3 solved in fucking 2003 or whenever that game came out. Like, they knew that the appeal of that game and that the focus should be on Liberty City and exploring and using that to your advantage, incorporating the city into the gameplay in interesting ways.
Oh my god, man!
Breath of the
You're in
Wild
my
took it to
mind.
the extreme, obviously, but like that's the direction I want to see open world games go. Like Breath of the Wild lets you use your environment in ways that I didn't even think possible in a video game, let alone in a Nintendo game, for crying out loud. But I didn't even think that was possible to do like a game like Breath of the Wild. And so my third eye was opened when that game came out, and that's ruined all other open world games.
Can we stand for Breath of the Wild for a second? Can we just stand real quick for it? Dude,
for sure, for real.
Absolutely.
It's so like, this is why, and Breath of the Wild is better than any open world game I've ever played.
I'll agree to that.
Including Ghost of Tsushima, anything.
Open world, like
because because exactly what you said, the environment, the open world itself is incorporated into the gameplay. It's not just set dressing and space for you to traverse to go to the mission and do the fun thing you want to do. It's everything you do is like in like what's the word? In a unison. What's that word? What the hell is that
Unity?
word?
Or
no, not unity.
In sync
unison? It's in sync. Yeah, let's just say that for lack of a better term. In sync with the open world itself. Like, you know how long it took me to realize that I can throw a metal weapon at a guy when it's raining, and then the lightning will strike that metal object I threw. I was like 30 hours in. I'm like, I can do that. Like,
bro, I was like 50 hours in when I realized you could shield surf, for crying out loud. So like, there's a lot to learn.
Like everything you do, you could cut any tree. Like you actually interact with the world, and you actually do stuff to it.
The world was built for the player.
Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy too, because again, I'm gonna bring up GTA 3 here. Like, that's something that game did really well. Fucking two decades ago. Like, how are games still struggling to do these things?
Like, Rockstar made GTA 3 and then Red Dead 2. I'm like, what?
Oh, exactly. Like, that's the biggest fucking like downgrade of all time. Like, it's how the hell did the same company who did GTA 3, San Andreas, and GTA 5, some of the best open world experiences you can find, do the same boring Red Dead Redemption 2 open world design?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's just like, slowly over time, these companies have taken the open world idea and turned it into like Dylan said, set dressing, or just open barren space that literally serves no other purpose other than to get you from point A to point B.
Yeah, and like, it's pretty, but there's nothing
it's
there.
Pretty. It's also pretty boring. It's pretty boring to traverse that. And
do I really want to have a 20-minute uninterrupted cutscene, interactive cutscene, mind you, of Eivor and her brother sailing to fucking England? No.
Oh, God. That was dumb.
Why is that in the game? Why is that here? By the way, I'm not kidding. It's 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
What?
You just sail. You just sail forward. You hold the thumbstick forward and you're just in water.
It's ridiculous. Like, dude. But yeah, just Breath of the Wild always had these moments where you're creating the moments. The game is not telling you, hey, do this to make this happen. Mm-hmm. So that's, I mean, and people say like, because Horizon Zero Dawn came out that same year, and people always compare those two games for some reason, even though they're exactly
Horizon has a good open world. I would say that's good, not as good, but I would say that is solid. Like, that is solid.
It had a good one. It had a good one, but I still think that it wasn't as mechanically deep as Breath of the Wild, and open world game I have played since then has been that mechanically deep. And shit on the graphics all you want, voice acting, shit on the it doesn't have the story sucks, shit on the whatever it's called, the weapon breaking system. There's legit criticisms towards that game, but you can't deny that the world itself is just the most mechanically deep open
nailed
world.
What they were trying to go for, and I think that's like the biggest thing for that game by far, is just the fact that they mastered like what they were trying to do, and like the biggest appeal of the game, because in marketing and everything, everyone just wanted an amazing open world that was fun to explore, and that's exactly what they delivered.
I did
for sure.
not feel that way for a game since I played Shadow of the Colossus. Like Breath of the Wild
That's a good
was
fucking
like
comparison. I agree.
yeah, I have not felt that way about an open world since Shadow, and I cannot wait for the second game. I really hope they nail it again
Yeah.
with a twist.
At least they're taking their time with it.
For sure. And it's like these people, whether it be gamers or studios or whatever, like they need to realize, no, we don't want, 500-kilometer barren open worlds with nothing to do in them. Like just making your world bigger does not make it better. Like I will absolutely take a smaller open world like Hyrule in Breath of the Wild than, like Arma, for example. Arma maps are fucking miles and miles and miles long. But the reason that they are that long and giant is because they're not meant for exploration or anything. They're just meant for like cool play spaces to do military simulation in. Like they don't
Yeah.
they're that big not because they actually facilitate any form of gameplay. They're that big because it's trying to emphasize realism and the boring nature of literally flying a plane for 20 minutes to get to your next fight.
Yeah.
Like that's part of Arma. It's a simulation.
Yeah, that's the point of the game. So yeah,
I want to play the game.
Yeah, so like having a 20-minute boat ride cutscene where people talk about nothing that matters, shit like that works in GTA because it's like a minute and a half and it's interesting stuff. But doing it boringly and for a very long time, who thought that was a good idea?
Right.
Fucking man, it's gonna take a while for me to experience something like that again, because I don't know, just Breath of the Wild just was literally a breath of fresh air, dude. Like the games up until then, like open world games, were pretty much just all cookie cutter, and they have been the same way since Breath of the Wild, in my opinion. I mean, besides a few outliers. I mean, look at any game like Genshin Impact or what was that other game? Phoenix Rising, Immortals. Yeah, that game. Like, games are trying to copy Breath of the Wild, not Horizon Zero Dawn. Like,
and dude, some of them are also doing it very effectively. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, Phoenix was doing it well.
That's not fun to explore. I spent hours of that game just running around and finding stuff. Like Genshin Impact. Oh my god, that's such a good ass game. I could go off, and I know that Dylan doesn't like it very much, but Jesus, dude, that game is something else, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I still need to play that. No, you're fine. Point is though, I'm tired of. I just want to play the game. I want to pick up a controller. I don't want a 20-minute cutscene telling me the story. I want to play through an open world and make the story and experience it through the gameplay and the open world working together. I'm tired of marker chasing and stuff like that. So I want these AAA companies to, peel back on. I mean, I don't care about graphics, dude. Like, look at Breath of the Wild. You think I care about graphics? It's still artistically still more beautiful than any realistic game ever.
Yeah,
dude, Breath of the Wild on no cap. Breath of the Wild looks better than Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh yeah, it'll hold up for years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No cap. Absolutely.
Hey, and all the more power to you if you can do both.
So I don't care about any of that.
I want mechanics that are all really
deeper mechanics
really big,
in the game you're
awesome
making.
open world
I don't
that's fun
want
to explore and facilitates gameplay.
Ridiculously beautiful game,
all the more power to you.
Realism,
but I
pores
think
on the face and ray tracing everywhere. Make a
they
mechanically rich game that I can play and not get bored.
Like the prettiest graphics.
Shorten it.
Instead of worrying about
make the graphics dumber.
Worry about that
do
later.
Whatever you got to do.
Get a good solid foundation
game
for your game first. Build really good, fun mechanics and a world that people want to explore, and then worry about all the other shit. Because, the priorities are just backwards. I feel for a lot of these people.
Yeah, the sad part is, I feel like gamers have been saying this for many years now, and it just hasn't really, You know, like people have been saying, like, we don't want bigger worlds, we want more densely packed worlds with more stuff to do, and
Yeah.
yet we still don't really get too many of those.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even Cyberpunk, like
Yeah,
when they announced that like the world was smaller than The Witcher 3, but that they were going for density, that made me really happy. But I saw people in those comment
yeah,
sections complaining. Like
that's true. Yeah, there
it's
there were
you know,
some.
it's just I do feel like it still hasn't reached that like unanimous level. And I know
Yeah,
that we're partly to blame. Like we confuse these developers with our backwards ass thinking and our never being satisfied antics, but at the same time, like I feel like that specifically needs to be a change in priority for a lot of these companies. I don't know who needs to hear that, but just do it and it'll be
yeah,
better for everyone, I assure you.
Just look at Avengers. Good
Yeah.
looking game, but
oh
hey,
god,
not fun to play.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
man,
usually how it goes.
jeez. You
How do you
said you
feel
weren't
about-
playing Cyberpunk,
Sorry.
right? No, go ahead. I was just asking if you played Cyberpunk or not.
I have like, I've played it kind of like 20, 30 minutes. I don't actually own it though, so I just was playing my dad's copy. Yeah, I'm totally gonna wait. Just so I can go in with like a really solid first experience is what I want, you know. I just wanted to see how it ran on the PS5,
yeah.
so I just like ran around and shot some people. I didn't really do anything serious. But no, I was just curious. So, how do you feel about like pseudo open world, like not necessarily
Oh,
like a
yeah, you said
full-blown
you were
open
waiting.
world, but like sectioned
Okay, yeah,
off
good
like hub
choice.
worlds, like Yakuza or like Persona, kind of stuff. Yeah, or like Dishonored, or like how do you feel about designs like that? Because I know some people get really annoyed with them, but I found that they can be really interesting if done well. I just wanted to hear what you think.
What were you gonna say earlier? Nah. I mean, if it's done well, I dig it. I mean, that's just like, you mean like a semi-linear, like open-ended
like,
levels.
I mean, think about Tokyo and Persona 5.
Oh, like,
is it
Dishonored?
really open world? No, but you have these sections and you explore them really well and you get to know the area a lot and you are always going back to these places and doing things there, and it's not very big, but there's a lot of shit to do in a very small, area that you can have a lot of fun in. Like I think that is good. I
I
think it's
think
good.
I think it leads to more interesting game design and level design. Definitely. So I like both ways. So I don't really have a preference, I'd say. It
Yeah.
depends on the game.
Well, I don't mean like I don't think it's like better than open world. I don't think one is like the
Yeah,
correct answer. I just meant like because that's one game design area that I've found always very satisfying, and I don't think it's been done poorly anytime recently. At least not that
Yeah.
I can think of.
I,
And like as a result of doing that, like I know Tatsumi Port Island or or Inaba or fucking Yongan-Jaya. Like I know those places more than I know my own hometown. So it's like that you can. It leads to real long lasting connections to these places. Same thing with like just well, yeah, I think I said all I had to say. I was just kind of curious as to your guys' thoughts on that because I really like that form of game design. And
I think Cyberpunk, honestly, if since I feel like it was rushed and they only had a certain amount of time. Yeah, dude, I'm literally picturing every area you mentioned.
You think? Oh, you think
I
so?
think so too.
My linear.
I think
They
so
should have just had open just sections of bits of worlds, or not worlds, but sections of that world.
I actually completely agree with that.
That somewhat linked together, but
Because I feel like,
yeah, go ahead.
At least for me, I care mostly about the narrative and ways to approach certain fights and stuff like that. So I think doing a slightly more linear approach, at least with less of a giant game world, would have made it a lot more focused, and I think that'd be a lot better for the game.
Yeah, I totally understand. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, we'll never know. That's just what I would say. I mean, if I were to develop the game that I saw for 15 hours, I'd be like, hey, I mean, if the open world's you're not really if you're not doing anything with the open world, your game doesn't need to be open world.
Yeah.
That's the
100%,
thing.
100% the case.
So if Dishonored was open world like Cyberpunk, it would ruin the game. Like that's what ruined Mirror's Edge. It went open world.
Oh god, I still can't believe they did that to Mirror's Edge. Oh my baby.
I know they made it open world, filled it with a bunch of stupid crap to do that I didn't care about. Yeah, it's cool to run back and but by the time you run across the city once or twice, dude, it's like okay, it's
like I get it, I'm over it.
I would rather have a 12-hour linear Mirror's Edge game than this Catalyst. Like, I mean, I like the game, doing the parkour is cool, but like, it's just so disjointed with just busy work, like trial runs and all, and fetch quests. So they were definitely trying to cash in on the open world thing that was going on.
It was during like the open world craze that was happening where every single game got turned into an open world for no reason other than marketing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so if you're not going to use the open world, just make it linear or make it semi-linear like a Dishonored game.
Yeah. And you know what's funny too is I see like there's obviously a big group of gamers that agree with me on this, but it's always funny to talk to people who don't agree. But it's always so funny to see people get mad that a game is short, like as if that's some kind of negative for a game. Like not even I'm not even talking about like a game that's like half an hour or whatever, and it was like marketed as this big thing, because then that's a problem.
Yeah.
But like Miles Morales being 7 to 10 hours long, like, are you serious? Like you're gonna complain? Like, dude, that's a good ass game length. Like games of that length are welcome in my eyes. Like that's how you know these people have no fucking lives.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I'd argue is like, I guess you could say like the price to the amount of content you get.
Yeah, for sure. But like Miles is already a budget game, and it's 7 to 10 hours is a good length in my opinion for a single player campaign. Like I wouldn't say that that is I wouldn't even call that short. I would call that like medium length.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
but you're right, it does depend. Like if it's a full price depends game, on the game. And if it's like
if they
3 hours
as like $70, that'd be bad if it was full price at $70. But
yeah.
God, I hope we don't see that anytime soon. I feel like it's gonna happen, but
yeah.
Good lord, man! Imagine paying $70 for Cyberpunk or like Godfall.
No.
Well,
some people
tried with Godfall. Yeah, Godfall tried to go 70. It just didn't work.
Dude, that's gonna go free to play.
The game.
And I knew that game was gonna be trash.
Instantly revealed that I was like, this looks like dog shit.
I was like,
they tried to sell this to me.
I think it had the same issue with the open world shit, like big open world. Was it open world?
Godfall?
Yeah, I just heard it was just a bunch of backtracking going back and forth.
Like Destiny or whatever. Like it's that same. Like Godfall is literally they just wanted to be melee Destiny and it didn't work.
Like I knew immediately because it looked pretty, but they just showed a bunch of cuts of gameplay. They didn't really show any raw footage, and that was it. And then like some CG stuff. There's nothing on the story, nothing on like anything of the game other than, oh look, I'm slicing stuff up and it's pretty. And that was like the whole marketing strategy. So I was like, yeah, that's definitely not gonna be good.
Oh, for sure. Another thing that really worried me as well, like I was like, okay, this game could be kind of cool. And then it's like made by Gearbox. I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Gearbox. Ugh. Gross. Have they made a good game?
Ever in their entire history? Of course. But recently? No.
What other games do they make?
Gearbox is most
do they make Borderlands?
Borderlands.
Oh yeah, they're Borderlands. 2K's their publisher.
Oh yeah. 2K is just a publisher.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But, like Gearbox, they made Borderlands. I'd say Borderlands 2 is the best game they've ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not like pre-sequel.
Yeah, no, pre-sequel's just okay at most and bad at like worst. And then Borderlands 3 like had potential, but they kind of ruined it in the story department and the writing department. Like the writing of Borderlands 3 is so bad.
Yeah. I haven't played
Um,
3, but I heard the gameplay is solid, just the story sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I could say it's more of the same if you like Borderlands 2's gameplay. Like, if you can just turn your brain
Mm,
off and maybe mute the audio, you'll be fine. But if you are invested in the Borderlands world and like its story, Borderlands 3 will negatively you will feel negative about the story after you play.
mm.
Especially if you care about especially if you care about certain characters that just get sidelined, and it's very disappointing, and I was very sad. The fact that, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. The fact that Fiona and
Oh no, what they do?
Sasha they're not in the fucking game. They're just not here.
That's
Like, where's Sasha and Fiona? Why did you make
that's
Reese
depressing.
this like sad, like Reese is now this like sad fucking executive guy. Like, him and Zero are best friends, and that's cool because that's like kind of continuing
Aw,
off of where they left off um in the other
Tales.
game, but like
Yeah.
in Tales from Borderlands. And then like Vaughn is still being cool. So like it's cool to see those characters again, but they could have done so much with them other than having them be just like we said before, they are window dressing. Like, Reese is in the
Mhm.
game for like 15 minutes, and then Vaughn is like a couple times he's there, but like they're not important. And then Sasha and Fiona aren't even mentioned. It's just like, yeah. If you care about the story, you'll be a little disappointed. And then especially like all the stuff with Mose and the new characters, like, yeah, just no.
Mm.
No was my answer.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure if I'll pick up Borderlands 3 anytime soon. I still think
It's
1 and
gonna
2
be
are the
free on
best.
Epic Game Store.
Yeah, get
Oh,
it
it
on
is?
Epic and just get some gameplay time in and just stick around. Like, 100%, that's my recommendation.
Okay. Listen to a podcast or some shit while playing it.
The writing though, I can't say this enough. The writing it's inexcusably bad. I actually had to turn off audio after a while, like
Damn.
voice audio. I turned off voice audio after a while because I couldn't fucking handle it.
Yeah.
I needed everyone to shut up, and it just wouldn't shut
That
up. I just
sucks.
stopped talking.
That sucks because
Uh,
that's like some of the most fun games I've ever played. Like fun
Yeah.
looters.
Yeah, and I still love Borderlands 2. Still a very solid game. And that game has, I think, decent writing. I mean, it's still pretty cringe,
Yeah.
but it's it's for what it's trying to do, it's good.
And for the
wholesome
time, it was a
cringe.
lot better than for the
That
time
is
of
also
Borderlands
true. Yeah,
3.
like it's a lot easier to forgive 2012 cringe dialogue when it's literally
Yeah.
2012.
So true.
But like Borderlands 3 is 2008 cringe dialogue, and it's 2020. So
Damn.
yeah, there you go. I will say though, like, the game is very pretty, and like having the ship and stuff is cool. Different worlds to go to is very cool. Like, a lot of good ideas and a lot of good gameplay stuff. It's just, if you can get the game for cheap or just play it on Epic Games, like, yeah, that's how I recommend it.
Mm.
Hopefully, I haven't played any of the DLC, so I have not seen if any of the DLC writing has improved or if Fiona and Sasha make a return or anything like that. I don't know. I'm just going off of the base game, which is all I've played so far. So,
Right. Okay. Oh man. Oh shit, what has happened in my audio? Oh, can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
can hear you just fine.
Okay, I had a button. All right. Well, I think this is a good spot to end. Dude, I feel like crap, man. I've been sick for like 2 days.
Damn.
Oh, sorry, man, that sucks.
No,
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit better, so I think it was just a cold. But I sound a little congested. I'm not sure you can tell. But yeah, let's end it here with like your most anticipated game.
Okay, most anticipated game. Well, okay, I'm not even gonna pretend. It's Halo Infinite. I'm
What a fanboy.
I'm the reason I'm so cautiously like pessimistic about that game is
Yeah.
because I want it to be good, and
Oh, yeah.
I super hope it's good,
Dude,
and I'm gonna be
it's gonna
so
be
crushed if it's not. Like, I
It's
want it
gonna
to be
be a
good.
huge bummer if it's bad, considering the wait.
Oh wait, actually no, I changed my answer. It's Lego Star Wars. That's my most
Oh.
anticipated game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh god damn it. You guys and your Legos. No, I'm just kidding. Lego games are good. Let's see. I don't know what game for me. Do you know?
For me,
I need a second.
I'm kind of excited for Fable, although I know that's like way, way off. That's gonna not come for a while now.
Oh, that'll be
But
PS. Oh, wait, never mind. Not PS5 anymore.
besides
That'll
that,
be
it'd
Series
probably be
X2.
like
Series X2.
Series X2.
Nah, it'll be Xbox One 3.
That'd be a great name.
I agree.
Oh no. But other than Fable, which probably won't come out for a fucking hell of a long time, but probably Near Replicant. That looks really fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah, you've never
Yeah.
played Nier, have you? The first one.
No,
Or
I
like, well,
haven't.
but not the first one, because Nier is not a. Anyways,
Yeah.
there's a lot of games. in the series.
Dragon Guard.
Please play Dragon Guard. But
Should
yeah, the
I?
original
Should I actually?
Go for it. I don't care what anyone says. Play it on an emulator. Do not endure the 10 frames. They're gonna tell you that it adds to the charm. They're fucking wrong. They're fucking wrong,
Oh
Mario.
my god.
Yo, the 9 frames on Deadly Premonition, it adds to the art style and the charm of the game.
No, don't just play it on RPCS3. Just don't listen to them.
Is there an official port that runs at 10?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's PS3 exclusive, so.
Oh god.
Yeah. And then Dragon Guard 1 and 2 are on PS2.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I played like a little bit of Gestalt long ass time ago, never finished it.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously got drawn into Automata.
Yeah.
I played the series backwards, as I believe many people did.
Yeah, probably.
I did Automata, then Nier, and then I went back into Dragon Guard.
But after Replicant, I'll probably check out Dragon Guard.
Oh, for sure.
Is it basically the same gameplay?
No, but some similarity. Just look up YouTube. I can't even explain it here. I don't have enough time. Just look it up.
Wasn't there a
You'll
scene with
see.
like floating babies flying out of the sky or some shit?
That happens a lot, actually. There's a lot of weird shit.
You sure this isn't a Kojima game?
That sounds like dude, Kojima inspired by Dragon Guard.
Yoko Taro is just Kojima, but good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
You don't like any Metal Gears?
The
no.
plot is my least favorite part of Metal Gear. I do like Metal Gear. I would consider myself a Metal Gear fan, but I would say that is my least favorite part of Metal Gear is the plot. However, I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm partially joking, but I don't really vibe with Kojima's method of storytelling.
You're a hater. No, you're just a hater.
Okay, that's
discarded.
true. I'm just a hater.
You have an anime profile picture.
I'm single-handedly destroying the video game industry, and I just want every game to be Persona. That's also
You're
true.
excited for him Infinite.
Reporting you.
I'm an X-bot. I'm a Nintendo. Whatever you want to say.
I don't like.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, my game would have said Replicant, but I guess now I'll say Bayonetta 3 is the runner-up, but
yeah, but that's not coming out until we're all dead. So
my god, Metroid Prime 4 either, dude. Oh,
we're not getting that game on the Switch,
dude.
Metroid Prime 4 is that's not happening anytime soon.
That's so sad. I guess I'll say Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, that's been my favorite game last gen.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite games of all time.
It still hasn't hit me. Like I know that game exists, and like I understand like what that means. Yeah, Breath of the Wild 2, but it still hasn't hit me that Breath of the Wild 2 is a thing. So I'm still like still in that like pre-hype phase of where I'm just like yeah whatever, like when that game comes out I'll be happy.
Once we see that first real trailer with gameplay,
that's when it's gonna start.
Dude, I'm gonna watch that one trailer and then I am radio silent until it comes out. That's what I do with every game, but especially that game. I'm not gonna spoil myself at all.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the end of the podcast. We didn't talk about my boy Sephiroth.
Oh shit. Yeah.
First, let me address the guys that say he shouldn't have gotten in there.
Idiots. Literal idiots.
Are you okay? Do you need assistance? Like, do you need a shorter bus? Do Do you need help walking? Because I feel like you're dysfunctional in the head.
Yeah,
if you
100%.
say, hey, Sephiroth doesn't deserve a spot, dude. That's the original anime sword dude.
Dude, some motherfucker tried to say that Fortnite Jonesy is more iconic than Sephiroth, and I wanted to kill myself.
I really hope he was joking.
Me too.
I really hope that was just bait, and I just took it because I'm like, oh my god, Fortnite has just ruined these children.
Where did those rumors start? Like, did Jonesy ever have any like legit rumors?
I don't.
He had a couple things.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was probably just because people were like, "Oh, Fortnite's popular, Minecraft's popular, Minecraft got in," you know?
Yeah. I didn't see any of that discourse. All I saw was I want Fortnite Jonesy and Smash, and I had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Did you see my post? I was talking to Alec. I was like, if Fortnite Jonesy gets added to Smash, I swear to God, I'm getting my tattoo laser removed. Like I'm not having that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sephiroth. I'm so happy. So here's the thing, right? Am I disappointed that now Sora is never coming to Smash ever?
Oh yeah.
Years? Of course I'm upset.
So disappointed.
We're getting a Mii costume. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
But am I happy that Sephiroth is here? Does it make a lot of sense? Will he be very fun to play? And was I drooling during this entire trailer? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know I was.
Like,
so it's a happy sad. Like it's a bittersweet. I'm very happy, but of course, my boy Sora, it's not happening. The dream is dead.
He's out. Good luck getting a third Square Enix rep.
Unless there's a Season Pass 3, then the hope is there.
Nah, Sakurai's done. That dude's tired. No, he's tired. Let Sakurai rest.
I want Sora. Okay.
No, he can rest once Sora's in. I swear to God.
He can rest. Season Pass 3, it's only one character. It's Sora. There we go.
Give us 3 more Fighters Pass.
Sora and Master Chief. There you go. Done.
Dude, that'd be insane.
That'd be a crazy final too.
Yeah.
Honestly, like just saying. It's not happening, but it would be crazy if it did.
Just don't put Jonesy in there.
If you do, if they do, I will get my tattoo removed.
I will eat the cartridge. I already said on Twitter I'm gonna eat that fucking cartridge.
Yeah, I wouldn't even blame you.
But yeah, so that's like pretty much it, right? Oh, how much you want to bet that Cyberpunk gets the most improved game of the year award at the next Game Awards?
It probably will, yeah.
It could. If No Man's Sky can do
Game
it.
of the year, but I think that's going to be their way of like acknowledging it, and because it was going to like win like all the awards if it came out this year, even if it was broken and buggy, because that's just how Mr. QB works.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
At the end of the day, man, like it's not a bad game. Just it was rushed.
It's just a technical mess, you know.
Yeah.
Like the stuff underneath all the technical problems, I think is really good. It just shouldn't have launched right now. It really shouldn't have, especially on console.
More time. And
yeah,
that's what I will always say. Just give your developers more time. Let them fucking rest and see their goddamn families, and just let the game build itself with a team full of morale and passion, and just the gaming industry, man, like the inner workings of how this shit actually functions. It's not okay, and a lot needs to change.
Yeah,
definitely. I feel bad for some of these devs, man.
We need there's a lot that needs to happen. It's very sad. It's the reason I am not actively seeking work in the industry.
Yeah,
it's not worth it. I'm making more right now at a job that required no schooling, that gives me a very flexible schedule, and does not ask me to never see my family again. Making more doing this than I would be if I was just a fucking contractor for a AAA studio for for a year before getting fired, because contractors don't ever get jobs.
That's a lot of what's happening at 343 as well, I heard. Right?
Oh, and pretty much everywhere. It's not even
like pretty much everywhere.
I can't even point to like one studio. Like if you're not indie, you're not working. Like you are just a contractor, and if you do get a permanent position, you're basically fucked. Like, if anything happens, like you are used and abused and mistreated. It's like, yeah, all these indies, like I love them and I will support them and I will meet these people, and and I wish them all the best. But like, part of me, in a really cynical way, hopes that these indies stay indie and keep doing their own thing without getting pulled into the publisher nonsense.
If a group of 20 of you guys can just make games you like and you're making money off that, just do that. You don't have to be a huge, damn big ass AAA studio that can't manage itself.
Gears for Breakfast, a team of like 7 or 8 people, many of which did not even live in the same country or speak the same language, made a hat in time in a couple years with Kickstarter funding, and made a game that is better than 90% of Nintendo's platform output in the last decade. So, you know, like, you don't need all this crazy shit.
You don't need all this money. You don't need like
people.
Huge budgets. You don't need like to crunch, dude. You can make fun games that people want to play and buy without doing this shit, man. And yeah, that's a good note to end it on. I mean, do some closing statements. Follow me on Twitter at Mario Got Sniped. Pirate all Nintendo games or buy them used. Support your indie devs and keep emulating.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Papa, you next.
Play Kingdom Hearts, and yeah, that's about it.
All right, cool.
Damn, I say pirate all Nintendo games and all this toxic stuff, and you just play this game.
Yeah. I mean, as for me, you know, if you want to follow me and watch me rant depressingly all day, you can follow me at StillFizz on Twitter. As far as games, play AI the Somnium Files, Hat in Time, and Persona, or I will find where you live and I'll break your kneecap.
Fair enough.
I'll help as well.
That's all I have to say.
Involves Persona. All right, cool. All right, thanks for joining us. See you guys on the next one.
See ya.
Thanks, guys. Love you.